back to my channel. It's your girl Jackie O. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not new, thank you so much for coming back. Today's video is going to be a video I surprisingly don't know why I've done before, because I really like these type of videos, but it's basically showing common makeup mistakes or common makeup don'ts, where I do like a split side, the wrong side on one side and the right side on the other. Now I just have to give a disclaimer because you just kind of have to do that on the internet nowadays. If you're one of those people that wants to wear blue eyeshadow on your tongue, by all means, Jesus still loves you. I'm not judging you, but there are really a lot of like makeup mistakes that a lot of us face that some people genuinely don't know. I'm here to show you what is going to be the most flattering, and then I'm going to show you the not so pretty side of makeup that really is going to be catered for women of color, women of dark skin like myself. So these are just a lot of mistakes that I see darker skinned women doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is do some skin prep. Your makeup can either be flawless or it can be a disaster depending on whether or not you skip this step. I hear all the time people say, you don't need a primer. Well, I guess you don't need to look good in 3 hours either. So really this step is just up to you. I don't care. Wear a primer. Do whatever works for your skin. I know for me, a primer is like non-negotiable. I used to think it was pointless, and then I finally found the right primers that work for me. This one is from Makeup Forever. It's only one of the few ones that I really like. So if I want my makeup to last, not wearing a primer is out of the question. The biggest epidemic I see with foundation with women of color is wearing the wrong shade. Now, whenever you match your foundation shade, depending on who you talk to, this will vary from person to person. My personal preference is to match to the center of the chest, not the neck, because my neck is lighter here and darker here. So the neck is just a hot mess in general. For some reason, ashy foundation has gotten in style. So for some reason, I see a lot of this going on in our community, and personally I'm not okay with it. I don't know how you could be okay with it, but you know what, it's cool. It's totally cool. I'm gonna take the exact same foundation, but this one actually matches me. This is the Sasha Cream to Powder. In my opinion, they have some of the best matching foundation for darker skin. Indian skin, East Indian skin, like Asian skin. And this shade is Perfect Spice. Don't forget about that hairline. Make sure you get all up in there. So do you see how this side of my face matches my body? It doesn't get any more close to perfect than that. And this one is clearly an ash roast waiting to happen. Like, I dare you to take a picture with flash. I dare you. I know that the contour highlight thing is, you know, really in still, but I think sometimes we take the highlighting a little too far. Some people really like that glow look. Personally, I'm not about that life. First of all, the concealer that I used was way too light. It was about 5 shades lighter than my body. So I'm gonna take that exact same concealer, but that's in a shade that actually matches me, and show you the way that I like to still get that look, but that's something that's more flattering on my skin tone. Okay, so as you can see on this side, the concealer is not as bright compared to the rest of my face. And instead of using a white powder like I did on this side, which may be more suitable for like fair to medium skin tones, I used something that is more beigey yellow. This one is from Sasha. I literally use this in all of my makeup tutorials, and it's flattering on pretty much like all medium to deep dark skin tones, and it's not going to give you a huge contrast, and it's not going to look ashy even when you take a picture with flash. So if you don't already have a good yellow beige powder, I would highly recommend that one. It's super soft and easy to use too. And then the proper shade concealer that I used on this side from LA Girl is in the shade Fawn. So it's yellow, it's slightly lighter than my skin tone, so I get that highlighted look, but it doesn't look too high beam, right? Right. Ladies, we're actually not too bad with contouring. I don't really see a ton of contour mistakes. I guess maybe probably the biggest one is just over applying contour. As you can see on this side, it looks more like bruised than snatched. And on this side, it's more natural, more flattering. It's blended a lot more properly, and you can just kind of like see that everything is sculpted where it's supposed to be sculpted. You know what I'm saying? That is my Sasha Matte Me blush, by the way. This is really, really good. If you're dark and you're looking for something to contour or bronze the face, because it kind of, in my opinion, does a little bit of both, definitely check this out. No one wants to look cakey, but I really feel like a lot of that is due to using a powder foundation on top of a liquid foundation. That's a big no-no. If you're going to wear a liquid foundation, especially something that has a little bit more coverage, you want to stick to something that's more translucent. So literally right now, as I apply this powder, I'm just adding unnecessary coverage that I don't need. And this powder is so heavy, it's really like suitable to be worn on its own. So you definitely don't want to use these heavier powders on top of liquid foundation because you just don't need them. And then on this side, I'm using something more translucent. So I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but it's not really adding coverage, it's not taking away, it's just making sure that everything just kind of blends in a lot nicely. And because I have oily skin, not using a powder is pretty much a no-go. Like, the powder is what helps minimize shine for my skin type, but I can do that without, you know, adding on more cakiness onto the overall face and overall look. Now, the brows is a big one. The brows really kind of hit home for me, I guess you can say. If you are going to do the concealer highlight brow, for the love of God, you cannot highlight above the brow. It's just, to me, it's a little dated. It doesn't photograph well, and it always looks obvious. If you absolutely insist on highlighting above the brow, please use a skin tone shade. And when you're doing this concealer stuff, like, you have to make sure you blend it out really well. So then we have this brow. This would be like the normal everyday scenario of how I'm filling my brows. As you can see, I use concealer, but it's flattering. It mimics my skin tone, and I didn't fill in my brows too much thicker than they already are naturally. Okay, so eyeshadow, depending on where you're from, this is a big one. I always see like the one color stripe. I don't know when this was popularized, but it's always a color like blue. It's just like, we're just gonna do one shade. We're not gonna properly blend it. I don't know when this one, you know, became stylish. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. Not everybody has an hour, 45 minutes every single day to dedicate to doing their makeup. So if you're going to do the one shade, one swipe, you might as well use a skin tone color or like a neutral color that's gonna better flatter your skin tone. I tend to stick with like golds or like rose golds. This one from Charlotte Tilbury is like one of my favorites. You can even use this one from Smashbox. It's a limitless cream shadow in a gold shade. So if you just absolutely do not have time to do like, you know, the whole blended look, literally just take one cream eyeshadow, pop that on, and you can get away with wearing this on its own. It's not gonna look super obvious, or it won't look like this basically. If you are going to wear eyeliner, make sure it's properly blended and doesn't look like this. This is giving a little ancient Egyptian, and obviously it's called ancient Egyptian for a reason. So let's blend our eyeliner. So lashes are literally one of those things where if you don't know how, you just shouldn't. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not even easy for me. That's why I don't do them, even on myself. The one thing that I will say is it's way harder to apply lashes on yourself than it is other people. So don't be so hard on yourself. Practice, practice, practice. It's literally one of those things you just have to keep doing to get right. If you can't get it right, I would just say skip it altogether. And the Batman lashes, you know, there's a time and a place. I'm not sure if the everyday makeup wearer can really benefit from this look, but if you insist, girl, that's on you. Some people might tell you the way that I do mascaras. Don't, because I like to apply my mascara really thick and clumpy to kind of like overcompensate for the fact that I don't wear falsies, but you know, that's just me. What I did was I took Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and I really thickened and plumped my lashes, and then I went in with Benefit They're Real just to kind of comb them out. Like, you kind of get that when you layer mascaras. I feel like you just get the benefits of more than one product, pun intended. Now, blush can get carried away very quickly if you are not really like paying attention to how you're applying. So as you can see on this side, I like really loaded it on. This is not flattering at all. On the correct side, I'm gonna use the exact same blush. This one's from The Balm. It's just a bright pink, and I didn't apply as much product onto my skin, but as you can see, this is more flush. This is just overbearing. Like, nobody needs this every day. And then highlight is one of those things that can definitely get carried away. So try to stay away from like white frosted highlighting powders. This one is from ColourPop. It's Smoke and Whistles. You'll see how light it is on my skin tone in a minute. So this one is just way too light and frosty on my complexion. Whereas this side has a little bit more yellow. This one is Parasol, also from ColourPop, but it's got more yellow golden. The nude lip is totally doable on dark skin, but as you can see here, it just looks gross. Like, it just does not flatter my skin tone, and I have pigmented lips where it's like darker around the perimeter, so anytime I wear a light frostier color, it just does not look good at all. So the hack or the trick to getting these to work, and I do this in like pretty much all my tutorials, is if you are dark skin, I would take a natural flush tone liner. This one is a brown, also from ColourPop, and I'm just gonna line my lips. So as you can see on this side, there's no like obvious line of demarcation. It just blends. You don't really know how it blends in with my skin tone, but you see that it does. So the liner just pretty much just kind of like makes sure that your skin tone and the lipstick just kind of meets in the middle, and it looks a lot more flattering. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. If you had to choose between this side or this side, which would you choose? Be completely honest. I really hope that you guys found this video helpful. It's not meant to like put you down or anything like that. These aren't makeup laws. These are just, in my opinion, some things that make makeup on women of color and women in general a lot more flattering, because we are all guilty of at one point doing any of these mistakes. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if there's something you're guilty of in the comments down below. And I will see all of you lovely beauties on my next video. Bye.